Live!
Yeah,
Woo!
we did
Yay!
it.
Hi, friends.
So it's
We
going
did it.
smoothly so far. Okay, so I'll do a little introduction, I guess. I'm Katie, APTV correspondent for Alternative Press, and I'll be taking everybody's questions who is watching and relaying them to you guys for the next hour. So make sure you're submitting them either in the chat box on here, on YouTube, or use the hashtag BTFchat on Twitter, and I will get your questions there. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell me about your new album.
Jared?
I'm Jared. I play bass.
That's it.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna introduce yourself. I thought you were gonna go. You know what we do.
I'm Eric, and I play guitar, and we're waiting on Bobo Can. He's running a little late because he's the singer, and that's what singers do. But this is also our special guest for the day. This is Lacey. Lacey, say hi.
Yay! Casey.
Oh, she's scared. She heard everyone. Say hi.
She's the new singer of the band.
Yeah, she's the new singer of the band. She's going to protect us.
Brown skater boy wig on.
She's going to guard the window while we talk. Oh, you're going to sit right there? Sit right there? Okay.
Aww.
Well, yeah, we're stoked. We released our new album, To Those Left Behind, today. So hopefully you guys have checked that out. If you haven't listened to the stream or anything yet, you can go on Spotify and check it out. And if you really love us, you can go buy it at FYE, Best Buy, iTunes. Anywhere else? Anywhere else? No? Okay, I guess that's it.
And apparently Bo is out getting the album.
Yeah, Bo is running late because he had to cross the border to go buy the album at Best Buy. So that's dedication.
Dedication right there. Do you think he bought more than one?
I hope so, because then he can just give them out to people for free and give them out to strangers. That's what I thought about doing. I wanted to buy a couple and just hand them out to people that I never heard of us in my neighborhood.
You can just be like the newspaper boy. You like bring them to each doorstep and put them with the newspaper.
I know. I'm gonna give them to the wrong people though. It's gonna be like the old ladies that don't like the loud noise, and they're gonna listen to it. What is going on? Hey.
I hear you. My nana does not like the music I listen to.
I know. I like to say we have some mom-friendly songs though. So that's what I tell my mom and her neighbors because they're all a tight niche in the neighborhood. I'm like, no, we got mom-friendly songs. Don't worry.
There you go. Do you guys have your parents come out to a lot of shows?
Yeah. Usually our parents are pretty tight. They like hang out and they still communicate with each other even when we're on the road. And oh, Elliot's here.
Yeah, Elliot.
Yeah, Elliot.
All the way from Japan. Dang.
Elliot, you are in Japan right now.
Yeah.
So therefore, give us a little update.
What time is it?
It's 6:30 in the morning.
That's insane.
Well, now it's 7. Sorry, I woke up around that. 7 in the morning in Tokyo.
Wow, pretty early over there.
Yeah, Elliot went out to Tokyo to start his modeling career.
Oh yeah, good
Yep.
for you.
Yeah.
How long
Hasn't
was
been going too well. I'm sorry.
How long was that flight for you? Where did you fly from?
I flew from Phoenix to Seattle, which is kind of out of the way, and then Seattle to Tokyo is like, I think it was just like 11 hours.
Gee, even from
So
Seattle?
it wasn't I know.
An hour?
Really random.
Hi.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was that bad. I just slept.
If you can sleep on planes.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
sleep on.
Yeah, I'm not too good at sleeping on planes, but sometimes I can pass out for like an hour or two.
Sure.
Well, right now we're just talking, like since you just joined in, we're just talking about how the album was just released To Those Left Behind. And is there anything you can tell the fans about the new album, what they should be expecting?
Oh, I don't know. I'm really excited. It's cool seeing. It's cool being like a day ahead of you guys and seeing kids. Poor
connection.
I tried to find it yesterday. Shibuya, but apparently in Japan it takes like an additional month for it to come out because they translate it into Japanese. So it's not out here yet, unless you can find like an imported one. So.
Yeah. You should have brought
But
a few.
I was asking.
You.
I know you should
Yeah,
have brought them
I
out and
wish.
handed them out in Shibuya. That'd been cool.
I just wanted to do one in Shibuya, and just I thought that would be funny, but
Yeah.
that dream is dead.
Your dream is good.
Thank you.
Can you guys discuss writing and recording of the album a little bit for all the fans?
Yeah, it was cool this time. I think Elliot and I got a lot better at using some like home recording equipment, so we got pretty good at using Logic, and it was cool because everyone could kind of do their own thing, and Elliot would record, full songs, and I would record full songs, and we'd be able to send them to the guys, like take notes, and it really gave us a chance to kind of listen back to what we wrote and just critique it and change it, trim the fat, and it made it a lot easier for Bo to write vocals too. So it was cool. It was actually really it was probably the smoothest writing process we've ever had, I think.
Super easy for everyone to kind of chime in on it. So like if we had this drum idea or something, Matt would be like, "No, I actually don't have 3 hands, so I can't do that." Just like stupid things like that. And he would come and sit, or like Jared would come and Jared could sit with it and like be like, "Hey, I like this, and I don't know. I think as a vocalist, it would be like way easier to have a song given to you and be like, "Hey, I can try 1,000 different ideas," comparatively to us sitting in a practice space like we used to and being like, "Hey, I know that this sounds like crap right now, but I promise that it's gonna be great." So
Yeah.
I mean, this is super good this time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And-
So
Sorry.
no, it's cool. I was just gonna say, it was cool. We got to go do some pre-pro with one of our good buddies, Matt Good, and we were able to lay down some vocal ideas. And then, we went out to LA, and Bo and I got to like work with a couple writers, just to like spit some ideas for melodies, and it was cool. It really helped us step outside our box, and so we were really prepared before we went in the studio. Like when we actually recorded the album, it was probably the fastest we've ever recorded an album because Joey had a couple engineers, so we would do guitars in one room while doing bass in another and vocals upstairs. So it was like 3 things happening at once. So it like cut our time in half, which was kind of scary when it was all said and done because we were like, I can't believe we're done tracking already. But it ended up coming out really cool, and it was a lot of fun doing this album. And it definitely wasn't as stressful as it could have been.
So you guys were able to pretty much finish everything before you started Warped Tour?
For the most part, yeah. Well, the mixes definitely. We went through the ringer on the mixes, but I think that that's like every album. It's just you got to get the sound exactly how you want it to sound, and sometimes when you're trying to tell someone else how you want it to sound, they don't really always have the same idea that you do, so you have to kind of compromise a little bit. But Joey did a great job in the end mixing the album, and it came out really, really cool.
That's great. And how did you guys have anything to do with the album title and like the artwork and all of that?
I mean, that changed a bunch over the time. Like we didn't really have a title until I feel like nearly the end. We had talked about it, but I mean, it was just one of those where we were kind of we had a bunch of ideas written down, and like that To Those Left Behind was like one of the only ones that really stuck,
Yeah.
And then for art, Bo had this like whole concept initially that he wanted to do, and then we were kind of like, yeah, we're not really into that one, and so we kind of like met in the middle, and it was cool. I don't know. That one took a bit. Eric was way more fun. That one.
Yeah, that one. It definitely. I mean, it's like every album. You got to have 5 people that are just stoked on one idea. So we all have these different influences. We all have this different idea of how we want our album to be portrayed, whether it's lyrically or the imagery or the sound of it. So, look who decided to join us.
Hi, Bo.
Hey. Hey, guys. The singer's here, so we can all leave now.
And I'll go home.
No, all of you. So, Bo, right now we're just talking about the album, how it was released today, and right now we're just talking about the album title and the artwork and how you guys came up with that.
Yeah, basically, what we all did as a band is we put a bunch of words like in a hat, and then just picked out words, and it ended up working out pretty well.
Actually, that probably would have been a shorter process.
Yeah, it actually would have been. We scrutinize everything as a band. There's nothing that goes left unfinished, and everything is so important, like track listing, band title, everything. So the title was just a bunch of all of our ideas actually put together, and we kind of went back and forth on a bunch of different ideas, and then that was the one that we were all super stoked on. It really encompassed the idea of the record and the theme behind the record, and we were all super stoked on it. And once you listen to the album, you listen to all the lyrics and the words, and everything makes sense, and the title actually makes a ton of sense. So it's cool.
And do you want to tell us, the other guys already put in their input on the writing process for everything, so did you want to tell us a bit about your writing process and recording and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they told you that things have got a lot easier over the years for us as a band, and especially with Eric and Elliot being able to just shred on Logic and really come up with these amazing demos that we never had as a band before. Like, I remember back in the day, Eric would send me a voice note of like a guitar riff or something, and I would send him back like a voice note of me singing like, what about this melody, and like, you know. And so with what we have now is we're able to, you know, the guys will just send me these full awesome songs that sound amazing, and they're just demos, and so I can actually sit and write to those. And with this record, as well as, you know, having great demos and having like 17 or 18 demos I think we had, we went and did some co-writing with for the lyrics and the melodies and stuff like that. And it's the first time we've ever done anything like that, so it was kind of a new process and a new, you know, just a new thing for us as a band. You know, I've never done that. Never been able to like really open up with anyone else besides our, you know, the dudes and our producer about, you know, about things like that. So it was really cool. It's this guy named Eric Ron, who's actually like such a sweet dude, and he's a genius, and we were able to collaborate with him. And you know, I could be like, hey man, I got this sweet melody and this idea for the song, and he'd be like, well, what about this melody? I'm like, holy shit, that's so much better. And so, you know, he was kind of like I think the guys would agree, it's almost like having a sixth member, you know what I mean? And it paid off. It paid off, and I think we accomplished something, and I accomplished something as a singer that I don't think we would have without him. So.
All right, and for the album segment of this chat, we're gonna I'm gonna ask you guys a few questions from Twitter followers who are asking. So
cool.
Our first question is Will from @Hooliganastic, and he says, were guest vocals ever considered for the album?
I think they're always considered. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Here you go.
No, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're always considered. It really, guest vocals are a big pain in the ass sometimes, because it really comes down to you want your friends on your records, right? Like, you always want to have your, you know, we have lots of talented friends, but it just kind of comes down to timing, you know, whether it's they're putting out a record and they can't be on the record because, you know, they're promoting themselves, or it's management, or it comes down to labels. It's a lot of hoops you got to jump through to kind of make it happen. The last record, I don't know how we lined up 3 awesome guest spots. Like, we got really lucky, and I think we kind of shot ourselves in the foot there, because that was going to be really hard to top. But you know, it was kind of cool, like, doing that on the last record, having guest vocals, and then on this one we're like, you know what, let's just do it all ourselves. You know, it was I mean, we have a little, you know, Easter egg in there. We got one little guest spot, but other than that, pretty much us.
The album to figure it out and to find out who it is.
If you want to figure it out, go buy the record.
Yeah.
And then we have another question, Franklin Ferreira @Hey_Franklin. What was the song that was hardest to finish?
Oh crap.
What do you think? What was that? What was that one? The hardest what?
The hardest song to
Hardest
finish on
song.
the album.
I'm sorry, it keeps cutting out a little bit.
What was the hardest song to finish on the album?
Oh, to finish? Like recording process?
I guess so, yeah.
It's
Oh,
like writing and everything. What do you think? What about
There goes Bo.
Bo is gone.
What
See you, Bo.
about? See you guys later.
Actually, you know what? Oathbreaker went through the ringer a little bit. We
Yeah,
we
that one.
if you heard the demo of that song and what it is now, I mean, we took out some pretty major parts like right before we went into the studio. So that one went under some pretty major surgery, and it ended up working out awesome. That's like one of my favorite songs on the record now. So that one, I don't know if it was the hardest, but it definitely went through some pretty big changes.
I think vocally wise, Decay for me, like I'm pretty sure that was the last one we finished on the record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vocally
You can't-
definitely, singing and screaming. That one. You know, we knew we wanted it to be the first song on the album when it was written. You know, so we had the instrumentals and we're like, this is the first track, like it has to be. So you kind of set this bar that you're like, you can't accept anything less than great. You know.
And we did have. Oh, you're back.
what happened?
I
Did
don't know.
anyone else get kicked off?
I know nobody else got kicked off, but it was kind of glitching a little bit. So.
I kicked you out.
Crazy.
It's such a great question. You got knocked off.
Yeah, well, we have another.
Jared.
Pretty much answers the last one as well. At Anna MLP asked which song was the most difficult to sing for Bo and Jared. And Jared, you kind of just answered that one.
Yep.
But how about for you, Bo?
Oh, it's easy. Walk on water. It was like doing it the first time because we did like the demo the first time. I was like, all right, cool. I fucking nailed that. And then you had to go back and do the real one. And I lost my voice for like a couple days. Like I literally couldn't talk. It was super shitty.
Oh no.
And I had to do that song. And and that was like, so all the things adding up to it. That was the hardest song like to finish. Like for me, we were dreading it. It was so weird. It was like I was super anxious, and I've never been that way about a song before. I was like, shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I hope I can sing this right. Oh, it's gonna suck. But it came out pretty cool.
That worked.
Yeah.
Came out okay.
Came out all right. It was decent.
Good enough to be on the record.
Yeah, made the record.
Favorite song off the new record?
Favorite song?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's definitely Condition Comatose. That was like my baby from the get-go, and I'm so stoked that the vocals came out so rad on it, and that's probably my favorite softie on the record. Against the Waves is probably my favorite heavy one.
I like Oathbreaker.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
All right, and we have another question from Richard Collis. He says, "Looking Down from the Edge is one of the best songs you guys have ever done. What inspired that song and the sound?"
Mario Kart.
It's crazy.
That song I got a lot of comments online, which even when we showed it to Joey, he was like, "Man, this is an oddball song." Like he's like, "I don't know." When we showed him like all the demos, he was like, "I don't know if this one's gonna make it." And I was like, "I like that one." I was like, "That one." I don't know. I remember being in Europe and we were on tour with Architects, and I literally remember thinking of the riff walking to the bus, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be cool if we did something really bouncy like that at the intro," and then kind of got my post-hardcore elements circa 2003. And we ended up collabing on a lot of stuff for that song, and it ended up coming out really cool. I'm like speechless how awesome it came out. It was definitely it was a weird one in the beginning, but I'm glad it made the record.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next section. If you're just tuning in, I'm Katie from APTV here with Blessthefall, who just released their new album, To Those Left Behind. Keep sending us your questions using the hashtag @BTFchat on Twitter, please, so we can ask these guys your questions. So I hear you guys are going to be doing something special on Monday. So if you guys could tell me about your new music video.
Ah, is that Monday?
Apparently.
Wait,
That's what we know.
Ellie, are you in Japan? Is Ellie in Japan right now?
Yes.
That's crazy. Sorry. We'll keep going. I just remembered that you were very far away. Yeah, we're stoked. We're putting out a video for Walk on Water. We did it with Raul Gonzo, and it happened like on a day off and on Warped Tour, which ended up not being a day off at all. And we had very limited time. We had like a small window to film it, so we just like knocked it out. He's a super creative dude, so it'll be interesting to see everyone's reactions about it. It's got a lot of cool visuals, like crazy visuals.
Where did you guys end up filming it on Warped Tour?
Sacramento.
Yeah.
Sacramento's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like on our way up to the next next show, and we're like, why don't we just pull over and film a video? It all came together very last minute, like with a week before. You know, we actually like had two different directors in mind, and Raul was recommended by our friends in Paris. I think he does all of their videos, and so they were like, you have to go to Raul. He's sick. So we hit him up, and yeah, I think people are gonna like it. We're gonna play a clip for it, aren't we? At some point.
After this chat is done, you guys are gonna give everybody a little sneak peek.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Where did you guys get the concept for the video? Oh, of course my phone is ringing. Interruption. But
Is that a landline?
Get the concept. Yes, I have a landline.
Who has a landline?
I know, I have a landline. Don't make fun of me.
Is it a rotary phone too? Like you have to go.
Look.
Wow, look at that dinosaur.
What is that
They
thing?
still make antennas?
It's not an antenna, it's like a little plastic thingy.
God. That's embarrassing.
That is actually really funny, and I didn't even put that together that it would go off during this, but
Do you have a VCR?
Hilarious.
No, it's just a telemarketer.
thank you very much. I was watching my Disney videos on VHS.
Gotta upgrade to that DVD status.
Well, I have a DVD player too.
We should get you like a cassette player. You know what I almost did? I almost bought some cassettes yesterday and put our record on some cassette tapes and handed them out and see how many people could actually like play them. They probably have nothing to play them on. And they'd be like, "What the hell do I do with this thing?"
That saddens me. I used to love going to school with my cassette player.
Yeah, me too. When I joined Blessthefall, all my warm-ups were on a cassette player, and I had to buy it. Like when my cassette player would break, I'd have to like go and search high and low to buy another cassette player because like no one had them, and they were like $5.
I bet we could find some at Urban Outfitters.
That's true.
Yeah, they're probably worth more now than they ever have been.
Okay, so back on track about the music video.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of it was Raul. Like we, so many things were like happening and so many moving parts. It was really refreshing to have someone kind of come to us with an idea. Since you're so exhausted creatively. We've done a record. We thought of artwork. We thought of titles. All these different things, and then it's like, oh, now you guys need a music video, and we're usually really hands-on with our music videos. Bo usually is like he's Cobra Commander when it comes to those things, and it was kind of cool that Raul had like all these cool visuals, and it's one of the more I don't want to call it like an artsy video, but it's it's different from anything we've ever done. It's not like a storyline. It's just more visuals than anything. Like absolute punk kids will love it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So because you guys filmed it while on Warped Tour, are there any cameos, or is it just you guys?
Just us.
Just us.
Which is okay. That's why everybody's watching it anyways, to see you guys.
Yeah, we didn't take advantage of the second place of all of our friends, but that's okay.
That's all right then. And let's see if we have any questions about the music video from anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. We have.
I can't believe my Wi-Fi is working so well right now. By the way, just mentioning that.
I don't even want to say this girl's Twitter name. It's at bandwhore0913.
Yes.
Wow.
And I don't know how to say her first name, Damari Mitchell. Sorry if I got that wrong. But she asks, why do I only heart Elliot, Scream and Walk On by Washer, and not on any other song?
What?
I don't even. I think she's just expressing her love for you, maybe. But maybe with that Twitter name, it might not work out so well.
Yeah, that's not. There's no real long-term value.
We also have at Ska Punk Mosher. That's a good name, at Ska Punk Mosher.
I think that was Eric's old email address.
It was Goldfinger Punk, but
Oh, yeah.
He asked, if you could be in another band for one day, which would it be? The band does not have to be active.
Blink-182.
Blink-182.
I think I would be a better addition than Matt Skiba. I like Matt Skiba, but I think I would bring more to the table.
I agree. Eric's a better guitar player and sounds more like Tom DeLonge when he sings.
All right, what about the rest?
What about you, Jerry?
Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Elliot?
that'd be awesome. I don't know. Metallica would be pretty sweet. I would love to do Metallica.
Or Rammstein with all the fire. That'd be kind of sick.
Oh, Rammstein. Yeah,
Oh, that would be.
pretty sick.
That'd be sick.
I'd like to do Queen. That's what I'd like to do.
Okay, Queen would be cool.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Bo, what about you?
Yeah, just Blink.
Blink?
David Bowie comes out, just
Yeah. Bo could be the new Bon Jovi.
Okay,
That's cool. I'd take Bon Jovi.
we have
Good
another
singer.
question from Amber Johnson, at Amber Johnson EI, and her question is, advice for someone who is in a band but is really, really shy.
Quit. Quit now.
You'd be like me and Elliot. Follow your head.
Yeah.
You know what?
If
It's
you're really
okay to
shy-
be in a band as long as you have people in the band who aren't shy. So that definitely makes it easier for you.
Yeah.
So there you go. You need someone like
Yeah.
Bo.
A lot of
If you
singers
get 5
like social anxiety and stuff too. Like there's a lot of guys in bands that sing and who you'd think would be really like outgoing, who are really, really, really introspective and like hard to communicate with because it's just like they're not really good. They don't really have real social skills, but it's like I guess like their outlet. So I wouldn't be too bummed on it.
Yeah, a lot of singers that are very outgoing on stage, you'd be surprised how quiet and to themselves they are, and really socially awkward, and have no
Yeah.
personality. So
Yeah, that's what we're.
take it from us, we know plenty of them. So
And
don't be discouraged.
yeah, right. At Witness, Elena, if I'm getting that right, she asks, do you have any names for your fans? And if you don't, please make them for us.
A name for the fans?
They want their One Directioners, you know. They want their
We got the
I
Who.
think Matt does like
We got Runaways for Crown the Empire.
No.
No, I don't know. I mean, like those are cool. We just never really got into that kind of gimmick, you know. It's like we have like the BTF Army, but that's kind of like one of those go-tos, like when you're starting out early in your career. Like, what do you call the fans? But we've just kind of it's always been like BTF family more than anything, you know. It's like one huge community. So I think we prefer that.
Yeah. And for sorry, go ahead, Bo.
I stole I think from the Lakers Nation. I started calling them BF Nation because no one used that. But it's not official.
I don't approve.
I approve of BTF Nation. That's pretty good. I like that one.
Okay, and
That's it.
we're gonna move on to the next segment. This is lagging now. I'm getting everybody talking at the same time.
Sorry.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, again, I'm Katie from APTV here with Blessthefall, who just released their new album, To Those Left Behind. Keep sending us your questions using the hashtag BTFchat on Twitter, and I will try to get the questions in. So you guys have a tour coming up. So can you tell us a little bit about this tour and who is on it and where you guys are going?
Oh yeah. We're going out with Stick to Your Guns, Amarosa, Ocean's 8 Alaska, and Cane Hill. And Stick to Your Guns are one of our best friends. You know, like there's only a few bands that we're like super close with, and they're one of them. So it's going to be a super fun tour. We're playing some really random small towns, and so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like playing some places we've never played before, so it's gonna be fun. I think some of these shows are just gonna be barn burners, man. It's gonna just pack a bunch of kids in a room and just let them go crazy.
Do you know what places you are going to that you haven't been to before?
Valparaiso.
One place is called, what's that one? Valparaiso, Indiana, or something.
That's in Indiana,
Yeah.
so we've never been. We've never even played Indiana other than on Warped Tour, and it's one of the smaller Warped Tours, but I think it'll be cool. It's probably going to be the smallest show just because I would assume a town I've never heard of probably in the middle of a cornfield, but it'll be fun.
Children of the Corn Moth. Fun.
Okay, are we good now? I feel like everybody's like cutting out now.
Yeah, we're cutting out a little bit.
Okay, so we have a Twitter person who wants to redeem themselves because that person, bandwhore0913, is actually a dude.
Oh!
And he didn't word his question properly. So the question was, I'm actually a guy, laugh out loud, and it was a typo. The question was actually, why does Elliot scream only in Walk on Water?
Oh. He screams more. Way more.
I think maybe that was a song that I wrote a lot of, and it just was like personally something that I was really kind of gravitating towards. And so I think like typically Jared's way better at screaming than I am, and usually does everything I do better. So yeah, it's like, why just have him do it? I do some like layered stuff throughout the record, but I guess you really just have to listen for that kind of stuff. But that one, I think, just because that was a personal song for me, and it just kind of, the guys all were kind of cohesive in the idea of just having me do it. So I was stoked people liked it because.
Lagging a bit again.
Good
Okay,
call.
so for the upcoming tour, are you guys planning on meeting a lot of the fans on the tour, and where can they find tickets?
Yeah, we'll be meeting fans every day. I mean, just we offer a lot of VIP stuff just so kids can, for sure, because not every time kids catch us like before or after shows, because everyone's kind of got their own thing going on. So it's kind of nice that we can reassure them that we'll be in one place at one time at a guaranteed time. So we usually offer VIPs, which is pretty rad to meet kids. It's a pretty good bang for your buck. It's not much more than the actual ticket to the show anyways, and you get to hang out with us, like do a questionnaire, take a picture, sign photo. We like to hang out with the fans and talk to them, get to know them one-on-one. But yeah, you can get any kind of ticket, VIP, general admission, anything at blessthefallmusic.com, and just go to our tour section, and you can find out the answers to life.
Yeah. And also, if you can't afford the VIP, just find the nearest Starbucks to the venue, and we'll be there as well.
Oh, you heard it first, guys. They will all be at Starbucks near the venue, so go there. Don't line up outside the venue.
No, that might be more expensive though, because
And we're
we'll trade photos for drinks.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Wow.
that's an
Entrepreneur.
Taking that.
great idea. And for the upcoming tour, you said Stick to Your Guns are some of your best friends. So how did you
Oh yeah.
meet each other? Like, where did you meet? How long ago was it?
Europe.
We met. I think. Yeah, we met in Europe. Is like we played a show with them once in Austin at South by Southwest, and they played before us. And I remember just being like, "Holy shit, this band just fucking tore it up! Like who? Like what the hell?" And then we did a tour with them in Europe, and we shared a bus, and we got super close, and we just realized that we're all just like best buddies. We share like there's this stuff called speculus. It's cookie butter, and they would buy this stuff like every few days. They would buy jars of this, and we'd all like hang out in the hallway of the bus and just stick our fingers in it and share it. So that's when you know you're close with someone. You can share a jar of food and like just.
Share fingers.
But yeah, we're super stoked. Yeah, they're awesome dudes. Like their band's amazing, and we got a lot of competition for that tour, so we're gonna have to step it up a bit.
All right, and we're gonna answer a bunch of Twitter questions again because we have a lot coming in. So Joanna Tammy at Jasmine_Oak asks, "What's the meaning of the end of Departures, like the creepy door closing?"
Oh, well, that was basically the last vocal of the record, and I just took the headphones off and walked out the door, and we got it recorded. So it's kind of like closure on the whole album, and it was the last vocal I sang, and so it all kind of just happened and made sense. It was like a little magical moment, and that was it.
Yeah.
And we have at Megus_N asking, "What was the song in the album you had most fun doing / writing / recording?"
Mm. What about you guys?
I don't know. I had fun writing. I think Dead Air was cool because that song kind of started off more like a punk rock song, and after Elliot and I went back and forth on it a couple times, it ended up turning into like this really cool, deep ambient song, and which was pretty rad because I've been looking for the original demo and I can't find it anywhere. Like the very, very first one I sent you, Bo, and because I want to hear what it sounds like because that one transformed. But that one was fun. I liked how that one transformed into like a little bit more of a serious song than kind of like a an old Bones Crew type song. So it was cool.
And oh, is your little baby saying hello?
I think she's walking up the stairs. Hold on. What's going on up here?
Guest appearance, guys.
Let's see. Where's she at?
Where's she at? Running away, probably.
I know.
And where's your dog?
She's finally calmed down.
I was making sure she wasn't. Yeah, I was making sure she wasn't falling down the steps.
That's a good dad.
Yes, that's a good dad. Good thing. Okay, so Skies_here_ asks, "How does it feel to be on stage? Does it feel like you're on top of the world?"
Sometimes.
Depends on what stage you're on.
You're in Denver.
Zydeco, Birmingham, maybe not.
Yeah. Valparaiso, Indiana, probably not, I'm guessing, but
No, it's a great feeling. I mean, we don't take it for granted. It's pretty crazy. You really feel it when you get off tour too, because I mean, like a tour like Warped Tour, it becomes so routine, and you're playing to thousands of people every single day, and you focus on the bad things sometimes, like if your guitar string breaks that day, or if like you messed up one note. But at the end of the day, those kids don't notice that shit. They're just so stoked you're up there, and you kind of look back on it now and realize you're like, holy crap! Like looking at the pictures and the videos, it's a pretty surreal feeling. I wish I kind of understood it more in the moment, but it's definitely pretty crazy thinking about it.
Yeah, I think sometimes, when we're up there and it's like, especially if it's a crazy, crazy show and there's like tons of people or whatever and everyone's singing and stuff, you kind of like take a breather and you want to bring yourself back down. Like you don't want to act like you're, something that special, but I know personally, I'm like, okay, I need to you bring the ego down and you realize you're in the moment and you realize that you're just doing something awesome, something fun. You're writing music and you're connecting with these people. You're connecting with like thousands of kids out there, just by music, just by something that you had fun doing in your bedroom and stuff like that. And so I think sometimes I just take a breather and just soak it all in and appreciate it, right? So.
Totally. And at Mankey Liam asks, number 1, your favorite bands to tour with, and number 2, best bands in the genre right now.
Ooh. What about you guys? Who's your favorite band to tour with?
I love the Architects, dudes. Like, they shred on stage, and they're super professional, and they just are awesome kids.
Yeah.
Probably
I would agree.
Burns Red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, ABR and Architects you could answer both questions with those. I mean, they're definitely some of we just like get along with them. Like they're on the same like wavelength we are. Like they're very professional, but they also are just like good dudes. You can have real conversation with them, not the same old, oh, how was the set today? You can actually have some in-depth conversation, and those guys are definitely they're definitely molding the scene. Like they write some really powerful songs and very deep lyrically. So I think both those bands are definitely some front runners in our scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Architect's new album is really good, so.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's perfect.
And at Catherine M12 asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for To Those Left Behind tour?
10. I'm ready to tour again.
20. Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. We're stoked. It's gonna be by then it's gonna have been a long time since we've been on stage, so I think we're all getting a little eager. We're kind of figuring out the cool production ideas now, so it's gonna be cool to see everything kind of come together, and hopefully nothing messes up.
It will go great.
Hope so.
And at Cameron_Shipman asks, can you guys leak anything about the set list for the upcoming tour?
Yeah, we're gonna play songs. We got some really cool old options lined up. Obviously, we want to play new songs because everyone's so hyped on them. But we definitely have some old ones that we're tossing around that people will probably be pretty stoked to hear, like pretty shocked, and it's cool. And it's really cool seeing people like with this record coming out, like referencing like Witness, like the first record we did, and it's so that's a cool feeling. So hopefully they'll be stoked on a few songs from there.
All right, and so we're gonna try to wind down a little bit here in the closing. So if you're just tuning in, we've just been talking about the new album coming out and the music video that they will be releasing on Monday. So we do have a few more questions, but is there anything you guys wanted to say more about the album being out today or about the music video?
Thanks for watching this. Thanks for dedicating the time to watch us babble and talk about the new record. It means a lot,
Yeah.
Bo's in Canada. Some of the guys are all over, I'm in Japan, and it's cool to be so far but feel really connected. I mean, it's been really gratifying seeing the online response and everything. It's cool. It's cool seeing a lot of people in our corner who are actually really passionate about the new album.
Sorry, my thing froze.
Everyone's freezing.
Well, if it's not Frozen, yeah, we're stoked that I agree with Elliot. It's cool that people care, and like even if they're just listening to us kind of babble in a monotone about our album, you might can't see in our expressions right now, but we worked really hard on this album, so we're stoked that you guys are digging it so much, and every sale counts. If you guys love the album, go support us, or even if you listen to it on Spotify, just listen to the songs, come out to a show, and party with us.
For sure. I never use this Google Hangout thing, but apparently you can get little things onto your face, like glasses and hats and stuff. I'm trying to figure it out for some fun, but I can't figure it out. Do you guys know how to do it?
I just got some draw option.
Yeah, right? But
Sorry, everything's glitching.
everything's glitching.
Does it work? Oh, I'd be working now.
Might not be working.
Is it? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh. Yeah, I think Eric said it all. Thank you guys for, just picking it up, and it's so cool to see all the positive reactions. And I think we're a bit creeps. I know I'm a creep. I'm sure the guys are too. So I always search our tag, like the Blessthefall tag, on Twitter and shit. And so I see people that are just don't even tag us. They're just like talking about us, and it's like 99.9% like all positive. And so that's super, super cool to see. I think we write music for ourselves and our fans, and we don't write music for the critics. So, as long as all the fans are pumped, that's all we care about. So it's going good.
Elliot, how are you doing that?
What the hell is that? That's why it's glitching. Elliot's doing some weird, crazy internet shit.
Elliot's just putting on glasses for everyone to see.
How can you do
Well, I'm jealous because I wanted to do that the entire time. But okay,
Damn it.
That's it for this chat session, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. And be sure to go pick up Blessthefall's new album, To Those Left Behind, out now on Fearless Records. And be sure to follow the band at Blessthefall on Twitter and Instagram, as well as follow me at CBabs. And thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try putting glasses on since this is done now. I'm really jealous of Elliot. Like, I don't know how you're doing it.
It's really hard, but someday you'll figure it out.
Tell me how
Yours
to
is-
do it.
Elliot's great with internet.
I'm turning in Japanese, though.
I literally have no clue how to do that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here.
True.
Oh, well. But thanks for chatting with me today, guys. It was nice to meet all of you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Hopefully
Yeah,
I'll
thanks.
try to make it out today on the tour. You're not coming anywhere near me since I'm in BC, but I'll try.
Okay.
Make a drive,
Everybody's just glitching now.
I know. What a way to go out. Everyone's just